What's happening, people? Population Nation here, and uh, unfortunately, I don't know how to edit. I've been learning a little bit, but due to my medical condition, being in hospital, and the medication I'm on, my brain isn't firing on all cylinders, and uh, haven't quite got get my head round it like. But my mouth is working pretty okay. So, with that out of the way, I wanted to talk about Tron. And obviously, Tron Ares is we've just seen the trailer. A lot of people like the trailer, and it got me to go back and watch Tron. Now, I remember watching Tron for the first time as a child. 82, I would have been, depending on what time of the year I saw it, I would have been about 4. But just the name Tron intrigued me. I just thought it sounded very science fiction-y, very out there, and I later found out Tron, short for electronic. But yeah, there's certain films that hold a special place in both people's hearts and in terms of filmmaking. Like, obviously the big one most people think of when it moves the needle is Star Wars. But Tron, it's a film that will never be made again. Not in this way, how they made it. And just the idea at the time, back in 1982, computers were these weird objects that people didn't really know much about. You know, you saw the arcade machines, but people didn't really understand the inner workings, and they certainly didn't know the future they were going to bring, although some people did. But Tron is a masterclass in somebody having an idea, a vision, thinking outside the box, and together with a few other people brought a story to life that was out of this world. It was something people had never seen before, and us, like science fiction fans, people into technology and all that lot, it was fascinating, and the film itself was, some people didn't quite get it, but nevertheless it was something different. It was like opening a door to a new world, which literally Flynn was sucked into a new world, a world that is now like kind of a reality. But yeah, back then, and it got me thinking. You know, we have lost so much creativity and imagination. All these big budget films now that are all made sort of the same, and the creativity and imagination's just sort of gone. And the techniques they used as well, like how they made Tron. There's a great documentary, the making of it, and the people who come together and how they wanted to do it. And and it had never been done before, and people had to figure it out as they went on. What did they say? Necessity, or something is the necessity of adventure, or something like that. You know what I mean? They had to figure it out, find ways, and working within constraints and trying out new things to get the desired effect. And it's something I've been wanting to do for a while now, because I found with some of these old films, um, the practical effects and the skill and tis- sorry for my pronunciation, are tis- I'm not going to even say it. But yeah, the skill and the creativity that went into it, the passion that people had, and the clever, sometimes very simple and novel ways of doing it. And it all seems to be lost now through, like, Tron Ares. As good as the trailer looks, we know it's all going to be shot on CGI, and that lot, like the laser cycles, light cycles, sorry, um, and I put Mary Poppins on for grandkids sometime last year, and the bit where she puts handbag on the table and she's taking stuff out and then she takes the lamp out, and the young lad looks under the table, and I remember the grandkids, and they were like, "Oh, how's that?" I mean, because they're so used to the CGI stuff that when they see practical effects and camera trickery and that lot, it confuses them, or they can't compute it, for a better word to use, um, because they can't imagine putting the hard graft in to figure out how something like that was done. The, well, the like I say, they've grown up on CGI, and that's what they expect, and it's actually become boring to them. And then when I sat down for like an hour or so, and they're laughing their heads off, they were watching TikTok videos about different fart noises and different things they could fart into to make different. They were laughing their heads up, and I was sat there, and it wasn't funny, and they thought it was hilarious, and it went on and on and on. And I said, "Well, you rather put a film on or a documentary or something like, especially at the ages that they were at as well." I'm thinking, you know, if I watched Tron when I was 4 or 5, and you know, I would have been around about the same age when I watched Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica and that, uh, and now watching fart videos on TikTok, and they're like 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm just like, well, no wonder our kids are getting messed up, and why are we getting all the films are so bad nowadays. They kill creativity. They aren't willing to put in the work, and you watch the behind the scenes of Tron. In fact, like I say, I want to do a series on these old films that I'm not going to do one on Star Wars, because that's lots of people have watched Star Wars and seen the behind the scenes. But ones like Tron, just what went into it, the problem solving, the hard work, even how they motivated the cast to get the performance, because the cast didn't really know what they were doing, um, and everything. And it's as interesting as the films are themselves, they're certainly much better watching a modern Marvel movie anyway. But I'll just play the trailer for those who haven't seen it.
The NCOM 511 computer, center of the most calculated.
Now you got to remember when this was made, computers were as foreign as.
There exists an unknown civilization.
I was going to say women were penises, but
a startling new
that
world
isn't
where
uncommon
time
these days.
and distance defy the laws of logic.
I still do not understand why you want to break into the system.
Because, man, somewhere in one of these memories is the evidence.
Kevin Flynn, computer genius, searching for answers inside the system.
Hey, it's the big master control program everybody's been talking about.
Stop. I'm warning you. I'm gonna have to put you on the game grid.
Propelled into the digital world of the computer itself.
Oh man, this isn't happening. It only thinks it's happening.
I actually love the suits.
If there's been a mistake, I gotta see the guy in charge.
You will.
The artistic choice to use.
Who's that guy?
That's Tron.
Actually looks. Like you were stuck in a computer world.
Trapped inside an electronic arena where love and escape do not compute. The journey begins across an electronic sea on cycles made of light.
Iconic. Watching it for the first time.
Get them!
Tron. Enter its world this summer.
A Walt Disney production as well. What? Who, as someone born, well, was brought up in the 80s, you'd see that trailer and you'd want to watch that, you'd want to know what that was about. And like I say, kids nowadays they're getting it's just some old crap, like, you know, like I say, the brains can't compute the imagination, the concept, what went into it, and imagine being in that computer world. They just look at the smartphones and everything's done for them without realising. Well, even back then they didn't realise what effect computers had had. But yeah, there's a great documentary on the making of it. I highly suggest you watch it. If I knew how to edit, I would have liked to have peppered a few little clips in there. And just to finish on, if I've still got the thing up, which I haven't, naughty boy me, I just had some. I'll do it anyway. Oh yeah, cosmic cartoon. Yeah, that's a good one. A great picture. I'd like that as a poster. And the iconic hey ho. I get that red dot, I get an echo. Anyway, I'll end it there. Thanks, folks. Please like, subscribe. And if there's anything you'd like me to cover, let me know. Have a good day.